Ocarina of Time's Water Temple is one of the most confusing dungeons to complete in the game and is infamous among fans as a result. Today we'll be taking a deep dive into its watery lore and uncovering its story. The Water Temple lies at the bottom of Lake Hylia, Hyrule's largest freshwater body and the primary water source for the kingdom. The lake, fed by the Zora's Fountain and maintained by the Zora people, is a vital ecological and spiritual center. The temple itself is accessible only with the iron boots and Zora tunic, which allow Link to navigate its submerged corridors. Its inaccessibility mirrors its conceptual function. It is a submerged space, both literally and symbolically, representing themes of emotional depth, concealment, and introspection. The temple is directly connected to Princess Ruto, the heir to the Zora throne and the Sage of Water. Her journey within the temple, involving her being trapped, rescued, and ultimately awakened, mirrors Link's own process of spiritual confrontation and emotional maturity. Water in mythology and literature frequently symbolizes the unconscious, emotional complexity, and transformation, and the Water Temple employs these motifs with striking effectiveness. Unlike the other elemental dungeons, the Water Temple is defined not by linear progression but by vertical movement and environmental manipulation. The central mechanic, involving raising and lowering the water level, forces players to adopt a non-linear mindset, constantly reassessing the environment and its shifting layout. This design mirrors the complexity of memory and emotion, which are often fluid, layered, and challenging to navigate. The temple also contains the Room of Reflection, an unmarked, misty hall where Link confronts Dark Link, a shadowy doppelganger that mirrors his movements and skills. This encounter is widely interpreted by players and scholars alike as a symbolic confrontation with the self, an archetypal moment of inner conflict. Situated in a still, mirror-like chamber with no visible boundaries, the battle with Dark Link is the most abstract and psychologically resonant moment in the game, embodying the Jungian concept of the shadow self. As with the other elemental temples, the Water Temple has been corrupted by Ganondorf's malevolent power, resulting in the pollution and stagnation of the water systems in Hyrule. When Link first returns to Lake Hylia as an adult, he finds the lake drained and lifeless, signaling the spiritual decay that has taken root beneath the surface. Within the temple, the influence of Ganondorf manifests not through fire or shadow, but through inertia and confusion. The temple's flooded architecture, tight passageways, and maze-like design suggest a structure no longer functioning as intended. The aquatic enemies, Shellblades and Tektites, are invasive and aggressive forces that disrupt the once-balanced ecosystem of the Zora domain. The corrupted guardian, Morpha, is a shapeless mass of water that animates tendrils to ensnare Link. Unlike other temple bosses, Morpha is faceless and amorphous, suggesting a loss of identity and control. Its form is evocative of water in its most dangerous aspect, a formless, overwhelming, and suffocating entity. As the temple's final challenge, it symbolizes the final barrier to restoring equilibrium and clarity. Princess Ruto's presence in the Water Temple adds a human and emotional dimension to the dungeon's thematic structure. As a child, Ruto was proud, defiant, and often dismissive of Link. As an adult, she has matured into a figure of responsibility and sacrifice. Her capture within the temple reflects the silencing of Zora identity and culture under Ganondorf's regime. Yet upon her rescue, Ruto immediately asserts leadership, guiding Link toward the temple's heart, and ultimately embraces her role as Sage of Water with resolve. Her transformation parallels the restoration of Lake Hylia's vitality. Once the temple is cleansed and Ruto is awakened, the lake refills and its waters begin to flow again, symbolizing spiritual balance restored and Zora cultural agency reclaimed. The Water Temple's architecture is cold, geometric, and symmetrical, evoking the aesthetics of ritual purity and structured silence. The soundscape is dominated by an ambient musical score, featuring minimal tones and echoing effects, creating a meditative environment that mirrors the experience of being underwater. Slow, measured movement, enforced by the iron boots, intensifies the contemplative atmosphere throughout the dungeon. Every element, from its lighting to its acoustics, creates a sense of isolation and stillness, encouraging the player to slow down, reflect, and carefully consider each move. As such, the Water Temple resists the impulse-driven pacing of earlier dungeons, demanding a different kind of engagement that borders on the contemplative. The Water Temple is more than a challenging dungeon. It is a psychological and emotional landscape, reflecting themes of submerged memory, spiritual distortion, and the self-confrontation. Its mechanics and aesthetics are tightly woven into its conceptual depth, making it one of the most conceptually cohesive spaces in Ocarina of Time. Through mastering its multifaceted design and exercising its corrupted waters, Link restores not only the physical environment but also the emotional and spiritual balance of Hyrule.